Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I want to show you a magazine I bought yesterday. My sister-in-law and I went to a town about an hour away because they have a Hobby Lobby and Joann Fabrics. And I was, deeply unimpressed with Hobby Lobby this time. Their card making / scrapbooking section is down to like one aisle on both sides, and that is it. I did pick up some heavyweight cardstock in cream to use for my card panels. It had been $21.49 and it was 40% off, so I picked up a pack of that. They hardly had anything. I went specifically to get some yarn, and they didn't have what I needed. So we ran down the road to Joann Fabrics. Their scrapbooking section is even smaller. They hardly had anything, and I'm getting really concerned. Gonna have to do more online shopping, I guess, which is sad. But they had this magazine. I've got this magazine before, Creative Stamping. This is from the United Kingdom, and I love this magazine. However, it's $24.99 an issue. I bought one. This is my birthday month, so I bought myself a birthday gift. But then when I came home, I looked online, and a U.S. subscriber can get this magazine shipped and sent to them for $24.99 for 3 months. So they'll bill you 4 times a year at $24.99, which I subscribed. I'm very happy to subscribe. The magazine is great, but look what you get. We got these stencils, which is butterfly and some lettering. They're by Lou Collins, and it's called Textures. And then this stamp set was wonderful. All these butterflies and little words. I just love that. I'm not going to use these today, but I was looking through the magazine, and I got inspired by this card here. I want to try and use the style to create my own card because I love this. They used 2 pieces of paper, and then they stamped it on 2 pieces of paper, then cut it in half and butted them together. I want to do this on one panel with ink blending. So that's what I want to try and do today. I've not attempted it yet, so we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to make my usual 5x7 card. So this cardstock measures 10 inches by 7 inches. You score it at the 5-inch mark, fold it, crease with your bone folder, and you've got a nice card. And then I chose this brown paper. It looks like a paper bag. It's just a lightweight paper. This measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Then I have this yellow, because I'll show you when I get to the stamps what I'm going to go for here. This is 4.5 by 6.5, and this is just a lightweight cardstock. And then I have my piece of white. This measures 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. And these are just going to layer together like this on the card front. And this is where I'm going to do my ink blending and stamping. I had cut these layers out with the Waffle Flower A7 Master Set. And if you don't have it, I just told you the measurements, and I'll include those measurements in the link below. But what I'm going to do with this card is these colors kind of reminded me of fall and sunflowers. So I'm going to do sunflowers. And I picked GinaK Designs Sensational Sunflowers. It comes with dies, but I'm not going to use those today. And it has 2 separate sunflower things. There's a small sunflower that comes with some matching leaves. But then I wanted to use this larger sunflower because that'll fit the card nicely. And then I haven't decided which of these sentiments I want to use. I'm kind of thinking So Very Grateful or You Are My Sunshine, but we shall see when I get that far what I'm feeling. So let's get started. I'm going to start by stenciling. Not stenciling, but ink blending. So I have my Waffle Flower grip mat here, and I'm going to put my white down. Now I want to block off half of this card. So let's see. well, let's line up my grip mat. I'm going to go by the grid on my mat here and kind of put this card right on one of the lines. Now I have this roll of masking paper, and I'm just going to take a little bit of this, and let's see. I'm going to go to right about here. And it's not going to be totally in the center, but I'll get it the best I can. And I'm just going to cut this off. And then I can use this again for something else. So that's not an issue. Okay. So I chose two colors of GinaK's, the Wild Dandelion and the Sweet Mango. And I'm going to do the inside in the Wild Dandelion. And I'm just going to kind of go light, a medium light. It's going to be covered up with orange, but I wanted to give it a light tone. As you see on the magazine, they have like a lighter orange in the center there. And that's kind of what I'm going for. All right. Well, it sticks to the grip mat very well. And now I'm going to go with the Sweet Mango. And let's put that up here on the mat. If you put it on your grip mat, that ink pad's not moving anywhere unless you pick it up. Now I'm going to kind of go a heavy hand on the outside. And just get this all inked up. And then now I'm going to go over the inside, well, once I get the heavy hand on the outside. And just kind of slightly tone down that yellow. And then I'm going to go right up against my masking paper with a slightly heavier hand. That's going to make it look like I have two pieces of paper butted together. And now I'm lifting that off. And I'll set this back on my roll because I can use that for something else. It's not wasted. In fact, I have little pieces here that I've already cut out, and I just wrap them around the roll. Now I'm going to take the orange and just go along the edge of the other side. I don't want to go in the middle. Now, if you didn't have this masking paper, you could just take a piece of copy paper or another piece of cardstock and just put it down over it and then tape it in place, or even your mat will hold it in place. Okay. And that's pretty much all we're going to do. All right. Now we're going to pick that up and we're done. Yeah, I always want to say stenciling when I get out this mat. We're done ink blending. And that actually doesn't look that bad. Okay. Now I'm just going to clean this off with some water. And put my top cover back on. These acetate covers get very wrinkled and crinkled, but they still work. Just want to make sure I've got it covered up. The mat itself stays flat, but these get all wrinkled and bowed. Okay, now we're going to stamp. I have my Misty stamping platform with the Waffle Flower grip mat on the inside. And now let's take this stamp and decide which way I want, which way is up. Yeah, I think that way's up. So let's just kind of put this like that. And that fit in there perfectly. I tried to gauge the size of the inner piece to fit the stamp. Now I am going to use the VersaFine Clair in the color Nocturne. And just stamp this up. I'm kind of excited for this afternoon's mail because I did order from Hero Arts some stacked, some nesting squares. As I remember the other day when I was trying to cut out some squares and I wanted them to be multi-sized, and Hero Arts had a nice set that I ordered on Amazon. So that's supposed to come today. Oh, that looks perfect. Okay, so let's just clean this off. Just a little bit of water. And if you notice my stamp is black, I had used some StazOn ink when I first got this, and it does tend to stain the stamps. I have some heavy-duty stamp cleaner that will take that off, but I like to use that when I can go outside, and it's been raining for about a week now because it's very strong, and my craft room is in a windowless basement. All right, now we get to color. And we're only going to color the half on the right. Now, I had set a piece of copy paper up here. Let's see, where did I put it? Well, I'll just get a new sheet. This copy paper a friend had given me, it had sustained some water damage and it can't go through printers anymore. And there's no point in throwing it away when I can use it for all sorts of things. I've picked out two colors of yellow for my sunflower, deep yellow and sunflower. And for the greens, I picked Seedling green. And today I'm going with Petitis Pois, which is a little fish. I usually use the matcha green, but I thought this one would go a little bit better. So I just need a piece of scrap white. I'm going to use this just to see my colors. Let's see, which color is... One of these is darker and one isn't. So that's the dark color. That's the deep yellow. And then the sunflower is lighter. Okay, so we're going to color the sunflower in with sunflower, but only on the side that has not been stamped. And I will get some color variation because I've gone on the edges with the orange. Now, I could have stenciled after I colored, but I kind of like, I've done that before, and I like how it gives some shading and some different color variation. And I'm not coloring on the side that has been fully inked in. I wanted to try this magazine design almost like it was in the magazine, and then I can make some changes to it, but I wanted to see if I could do it on one piece of paper instead of stamping it twice. Now, you could even stamp it several times and have, stamp it twice, but then have multiple layers. Like if maybe you had cut this, stamped it in orange, and then had 3 layers of paper behind it to raise it up, or even foam to raise it up, so that one half of the card was higher than the other half of the card. But I'm looking forward to getting this magazine. I couldn't justify spending $24.99 every single month for that magazine, even though the stamps and sometimes you get dies, sometimes you get embossing folders. It's well worth the price, but I just couldn't see it. All right, got several sunflowers here. I'm trying to help myself distinguish which is a flower and which is a leaf. You can do this with any stamp, and this makes a simple, at least the one in the magazine is a simple but beautiful card, and fairly easy to do. Anyone can do this. If you don't have alcohol markers, you can use your ink pads to color in by using those small blending brushes. You could use magic markers, you could use colored pencils, you could use gel pens, crayons even. Okay, now I'm going to take the darker color and do the center. And with just a little bit coming out, I'm going to add some shading, just like fanning out from the flower. I think you'll see it better when I do this large one here. I'm just flicking out on the leaves. From the center. And I'll do the same on the smaller ones. Now the smaller ones already have the accent lines drawn. Okay, now for the leaves, let's see which one. I think I'm not sure which one's a lighter color, so I need to tell. Okay, I'm going to use the Seedling green. And then I'm going to go back with the Petit Pois on top. I know poisson's fish, so maybe pois isn't fish. I'll have to look that one up now that I'm curious about the name. My French teacher is probably very upset with me that I can't remember. I remember more than I thought I would, but my accent never got me a very great grade in class. I sounded like an American trying to pretend they were French. And failed. The only thing I didn't like about French class is there was another, pardon, I need a Kool-Aid. There was another Kathy in my class, so I had to pick a different name. So in French class, I was called Hélène, which is Helen. which was okay. But that wasn't my name, and that didn't make me pleased. All right, now I have my Artistro permanent marker. This is an oil-based paint pen in gold. And I'm just going to put some gold dots in the center. And I will bring it up to show you. Let's see if I can have you see that in the camera. I don't, yeah, here, right here a little bit, you can see how shiny gold that is. All right, so let's put this card together. Oh, we do need to stamp a sentiment on here. I forgot about that. We need our sentiment. So let's see which of the sentiments I want to choose and where we're going to put it. There's thankful for you, which it didn't leave much room here, so we might just pop this up, stamp it on a separate sheet. No, I think I can get the thankful for you right down here. Let's just see where I can put it. Thankful for you could go up here, but I think it will fit nicely right there. Would it fit on the other side? No, it won't. So if I had thought about sentiment placement before, I might have moved the flower one side or the other. But that can go right there and looks nice. This card doesn't have a lot of layers, but it is quite pretty. I hope it goes well with the colors I chose. If not, we will pick some other colors. Oh no, that looks nice. Okay. Let's put this back on the... I still have to organize these into my new folder system, but for now, those can stay there. Okay, let's put this together, starting with the paper. Let's move our markers over. Oh, come on. Now I'm going to stand up to get this placed as well as I can. Then the yellow. Oh, come on, get through this card. I know you have glue in you. It's almost to the bottom of this glue bottle, but there is glue in there. And it is used to the last drop. I'm trying to think if I want to put, I do want to put foam behind this to pop that up. So I have my 1/2 inch foam, which will save my glue bottle, and add a little bit of dimension to this card. Okay, and I'm going to put just a little bit of my art glitter glue, if it'll come out of the bottle. Goodness. Glue trials today. Come on, here we go. Just a small line. Doesn't need to be a lot. It just gives you a little bit of wiggle room before that adhesive sits permanently where you wouldn't want it to. I'm thinking that's gonna, that looks good. Okay, now we're just gonna add a little bling, and I'm gonna try coloring some of these in the, let's see what it looks like in Sunflower. It might be too light. Actually, they look a little too yellow. So let's try Chrome Orange. Still kind of yellow, but I like that yellow better. So we're going to do some Chrome Orange. And I'm just going to color that many of them. And we're going to put one here. One there. And one here. Just 3 today. That is it. A simple card based on issue 133 of Creative Stamping Magazine. Does it say who created this card? It does not. But it's beautiful. And I love my take on it too. So get inspired. Get your stuff out. Play. Try this half card method. You could do it like they did in the magazine with 2 pieces of paper butted together. But this was pretty easy. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.